5%, an increase in the retirement contribution rate that was effective in July of this year, and a 3% cost of living adjustment. So the purpose of this meeting for you guys though is to adopt first a tentative millage rate, and then secondly to adopt the tentative budget, and then we'll have a second public hearing, which will be in 2 weeks, to finalize those things. So I have a couple things I need to announce prior to us doing that. Number one, the name of the taxing authority is the Madison County Board of County Commissioners. I also need to announce the rollback rate, which for us, believe it or not, is 10.0367, which means that our rollback rate, which is the rate that we would have to set taxes at to collect the same amount of ad valorem tax that we collected last year, would actually be more than 10 mils. So our percentage under the rollback rate is negative 0.37%. So that's what we're actually going to be lower than what our rollback rate would be. And the tentative millage rate would be 10.00 mils. All that, I believe that's all I had to announce, Mr. Chair. So.
Okay, at this time, I'll open it up to the public if anyone has anything to add. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Nadine Miller. This is my husband.
Would you come up to the
Oh,
podium, please?
excuse me. My name is Nadine Miller. My husband is Eddie Miller, and we're from the Sermon area. And we just come. We want to sit in and just see how things are done. And we're thankful just to be here and to observe whatever you do, because if you don't ask or you don't come and see, you never know sometime, and seeing is believing. So that's why we came today.
It's good to see you here, and we appreciate you coming.
Thank you for your kindness.
All right, we want you to come back, we want people to come.
Thank you.
And I'll just expound a little bit on the clerk. I appreciate the opportunity to work with him, as we did spend a lot of time together, crunch a lot of numbers and go over a lot of different things to make this possible. I mean, if you look at where we were initially at when we started this, we've done really well. And I think Katrina and Brian and all the different departments within the county, it's, I think it's just gonna continue to become even a much larger team effort, it seems to be in historical past experiences. So, anyways, hats off, kudos.
Appreciate all your work.
Yeah, appreciate everything you do.
Anyone else have anything to add? Okay, this time I'll bring it back to the board.
I need it in a certain order. So first of all, I need to be the adoption of the tentative millage, then a separate motion to adopt as the tentative budget.
Mr. Chair, and I guess the millage will be first, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my motion will be that we do the 10 mil millage rate. Did I say that right?
Adopt the tentative 10
On
mil.
the tentative 10 mils.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, let it know by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next thing we have.
Mr. Chair, if you would, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the tentative budget as it's been presented by the clerk.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, let it know by aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, so like I said, the next meeting, which would be the second and final public hearing for the budget, would be September 14th. I said that earlier. September 19th at 5:30, correct, Katrina? It's the same time. So that'd be the next meeting for this.
That'll be that Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
Yes, essentially you have a meeting every Wednesday
Right.
this month. So.
5:30.
Yes, sir.
I'll go ahead and put on record, I will be out of state that day, so I will not be able to attend.
Okay. Is there any other business?
I just wanted to say, I, put me up, I appreciate you making those comments, cause it certainly is a team effort. Like, we started this budget process with our goals, you know, especially for the cost of living increase for the employees. I always think that we should start out with those goals up front and know what our target is and where we wanna go, because once we get halfway through it and then we decide to do something that's almost impossible to
Right.
reorganize that. It gives us plenty of time to do what we need to do. Thank y'all for cooperating and sitting down and just really hashing those numbers out we needed to do. And I'm glad we was able to do it. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Well, just get over what has already been said, it's not an easy task, but something that has to be done.
Yeah, I know y'all had really do some crunching on some numbers, and I know there's gonna be some things that's gonna have to be worked through the next year, but I got faith it'll happen.
I'm gonna be very optimistic that with any other future mandates that legislatures pass down, that they fund it a little bit more than what they have in the past.
Yeah.
And that's too what I'd like to see, more community involvement when we have our legislators forward and we're able to, you know, we're asking about those things, to please hold the counties either harmless or fund any of the mandates that we get from the legislature.
You know-
6 years I've been here, every year we've been facing more and more of those mandates.
And I did get a notification, I don't know if you guys were familiar with it, you know, the governor did sign into effect the redirection of the lots of, it's like $58 million left over from the Guardian program. However, legislators have rejected it because they want to give the Guardian program a little more time to see if it might do more than what it's done. When inevitably, I really don't see that happening. I think if it's funded appropriately, most departments would rather go with the certified Leo as an SRO versus the civilian as a Guardian, but we'll wait and see how long that stays in limbo.
And, you know, knowing that the governor has tried to take those funds and hand them back down to the county governments to be able to fund those
Right.
extra law enforcement folks, and it's being held up by, you know, a couple of the folks that.
Right.
You know,
I mean, it would be a tremendous asset for us. I mean, when you take into consideration the added burden that we have, we've got just enough to have one at each school. But, you know, life happens and somebody might get sick or a child might get sick or, yeah, I mean, you know, so and then we have to pull resources from the road to make sure, I mean, cause Senate Bill's pretty clear. If school's in session, there will be, you know, a security person there of some sort. So we'll work through it best we can.
Yeah, we need to, continue to belong to the small county coalition, in fact, because Chris Doohan is on top.
Right.
A lot of these bills that come down, and that's one of the, in my opinion, one of the worst things that can happen is unfunded mandate. I mean, looking at the situation that we had to deal with, I think back in February. But, you know, Golden felt there was something that had to be done, and, just need to consider the burden that's being placed on counties that don't generate a whole lot of revenue. So just.
Well, we got some good things just coming down the barrel. You know, today may not be the appropriate time, but they have to give us a second alternative that we've never had. They've created what they call a community assessment team to give us an option instead of an automatic Baker Act.
Right.
That if we'll respond and do our assessment and then get the psychiatrist on the phone, then they'll come here and can potentially provide services for up to 7 days versus taking them the path for 72 hours. And most of the time, that's a maximum of 72. Most of the time, they're back here at 24. And so that, you know, that's a stem off of Senate Bill 7026 as well. We got some good feedback on that. That'll probably even grow even bigger in the next year. I look for that bill to be completely revamped going into this next session. And look, you know, because the first one was really, we all know how the first one got done with the knee-jerk reaction. But so you know, I think there'll be some positives moving forward that we'll see. Going back to the JAG grants, all that's been released. Don't ask me how in the world I'm going to make it happen, but you know, in less than a month. But I'm still told it's coming and it's going to be retroactive. So who knows what process they're going to come up with? But I guess I'll find out sooner or later. But
Yes, you did.
yeah. So
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to add that we're, Commissioner Moore and I will be going to the Innovation and Planning and Innovation Conference in Punta Gorda, which is there's also a board of directors meeting, which I was honored to be placed on a few weeks ago. And, one of the things that we're definitely gonna be talking about, which I can tell you, Devin Suggs and Chris Doolan preach incessantly, and Commissioner Moore knows, unfunded mandates, and it's like every other sentence is something about, and I guarantee we're gonna be pushing hard on, and we'll have the legislative conference will be in November, and that's gonna be hammered again, is to make sure that the legislature doesn't get problems at all, because they're, invariably, it seems like every year they find something to
Yeah.
shove down our throats, but, we're gonna fight for it, so.
Okay, there's nothing else,
So moved.
motion adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Thank y'all for coming.